What is up, everyone? I want to talk about the Balancers and Everdark variant Salvation Standard Bearers in this video. A day ago, we got the update to Nightreign in which they added the Everdark variant of the Balancers, and let me tell you something, it was interesting. To start off, we have the normal Balancers, and they're relatively easy if you can just kite them and avoid their grab attacks, and just generally not get overwhelmed by the number of them. The strategy I like to use is to gang up on each of the Valkyries one at a time, and it's just going to make it so much easier since either your teammates or just you and someone else can just kind of deal damage and just get away before they do like their ring of weapons attack or anything like that. And from what I've seen is that they're pretty resistant to Holy, and with Lightning being the second most resistance, I'm pretty sure they don't have any resistance to magic damage whatsoever, and it's pretty easy just to kite them, just kind of sidestep every once in a while, and using AoE attacks or just AoE debuffs is going to be really useful in this fight because you can get so many of them at the same time. Like using Greyol's Roar basically decreases the defense and attack of these Valkyries, which is real nice because there's like 7 of them. Now, Phase 2 is really interesting because one of the Valkyries will get chosen and buffed, and they'll revive all the other Valkyries. After that, they'll target one of the Nightfarers, and once one of them are targeted, they'll just start dashing through the arena and erupting the ground following the dashes. After that, the main Valkyrie will call upon what I like to call it, an artillery strike across the arena. Now, this can be easily dodged if you just block it with a weapon. Just pay attention where you are in position of the Valkyries. After that, everything is about the same as Phase 1, with the exception that the buffed Valkyrie will be attacking and targeting players. It has about 5 unique attacks, the first one being pounding the spear into the ground, second one being the ring of weapons or the line of weapons, third one being the repeating spear thrust, the fourth one being the grab attack, and the fifth one, last but not least, what I like to call it, the tactical nuke. It's just rinse and repeat with these attacks, and like I said earlier, it's easy if you can kite them and not get overwhelmed by the sheer number of them, and it should be kind of an easy win. Now, moving on to the Everdark version of the Balancers. Unlike the other Everdark Night Lords, which starts off in Phase 2, the Everdark Balancers starts off in Phase 1. It's relatively normal, you know, the same 7 Balancers, you gotta fight them, just like in the normal version, right? But this is the Everdark mode. It's always gonna have a twist, and the twist happens when you defeat all the Balancers, and then this happens. Let's pause this right here. And let's just take a minute to enjoy and just appreciate the cinematic visuals we're seeing here, right? The Valkyries bleeding out because we defeated them first phase, and coming to second phase, the background has changed from its golden color to its crimson sky. It's just really cinematic. And like, I know I said that it's really resistant to Holy, but even though I said that, I'm still using it. I didn't realize at the time until I was testing it at some stuff out later, but as you can see, they're really aggressive. I also found out that Executor and Scholar's ability work phenomenal in this. Just look at how much damage, just all of that within like 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds. 40,000 damage. That's just unreal. I think that's the most damage I've seen. Yeah, and that was just incredible. And then this kind of queued up the second phase, part 2, I suppose, where it just summons this abomination. And it was really hard to kind of understand like how it kind of works. Well, not so hard, I would say, but kind of similar. You can see it's kind of artillery strike, but instead of 1, it's 3 this time. and it kind of does the 2 ground AoE attacks, which is kind of easy to dodge as long as you just have your weapon kind of guarded up, just like this, or you can also jump over it. And then after that, it'll just kind of charges towards the random player and then just kind of spew out a beam of light. And this light, you can easily dodge it, but I'm not too sure why I didn't get hit just like there, but I'm not complaining. But what sucked was because I didn't realize that you were supposed to run away from this attack specifically, because it'll just do a big bleed out AoE damage that can almost kill anyone. You can see Scholar over there being knocked out already. And even though we did this much damage, it'll repeat itself over and over again, because if we knocked all the Valkyries down or do a set amount of damage in a set amount of time, it'll spawn in the Abomination again. So it was a real close call, because I didn't have my ult ready and Executor didn't have his ready, so we tried our best to try to survive, and luckily we managed to survive. Granted that Executor is taking the brunt of all the attacks, because I'm only dealing with one of the, I suppose, bloodied Valkyries, and he's dealing with a few. But this is one of the attacks that's really interesting, because instead of like the main, I suppose, Valkyrie being buffed, it's any Valkyrie, bloodied Valkyrie, can use this ability, which is the ground pound ability that kind of makes a circle of weapons. And that's really interesting, but I'm glad that they'll share the health bar and that we don't necessarily need to defeat all of them, just do enough damage. But that was a really good game, even though it took me like about 4 tries. Now, you guys may be wondering, how aggressive are they, you know? Because I mentioned once earlier, right? And maybe halfway through the video, that they're really aggressive, right? Well, just look at this. I'm trying to revive my teammate, okay? And I unfortunately got grabbed. Luckily, I didn't die, and luckily, they didn't give the bleed effect like Gaping Jaw, you know, how it kind of grabs you, kind of bites you a few times, you get the bleed effect, right? Luckily, this doesn't. You only get the bleed effect once if you're near there, whenever they're screaming, but I'm trying to revive them, and they just keep on using their special attacks, you know, the thrusting spear, or even the ground pounding with the spear or whatever. It's like real hard. Like, I have no time, especially whenever they keep on trying to grab you. You just have to just frantically dodge or whatever. See, I'm trying to get in a little bit close right here, and then yeah, this one just basically doing the spear thrusting in the ground. It's just really hard. Like, I can only revive them once I have my ultimate ready, and even then that's hard, because you revive them, if they somehow get instantly knocked down, it might be almost game over. You see, look how aggressive they are, both of them doing their spear thrusting ability. You know, I just wanted to rant about the Everdark Balancers and how cinematic of a fight it is. It really was interesting, but that's really about it. If you guys enjoyed watching, would appreciate if you guys like and subscribe, and as always, see ya.